So I'm going to try to explain how frequency tables work when we're trying to calculate the mean. So let's say that we're calculating, we're trying to calculate the mean number of goals scored by Robbie. It tells me that for three of the matches, he scored 0 goals. For 5 matches, he scored 1 goal, and so on. Now, if we were to just write down the number of goals he scored for each match every time, it would look like this. You'd have a 0, then another 0, and another 0, and then you have 5 1s, and then you'd have 9 2s. I think that's right. And then we'd have 1 3, and we'd have 2 4s. So these are all the numbers. These are all the number of goals he scored for every match. So sometimes he scored 0, sometimes he scored 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. Now what we'd do then is we would add up. We would add up how many. If we're going to get a mean of it, we would add all these numbers up, and we divide them by how many numbers there are. So now a quicker way to add them up, if we could actually subtotal them. So we could say 0 plus 0 plus 0. So let's do the subtotal here. 0 plus 0 plus 0 is 3. 1 plus 1, blah, 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 that's 5. Then we got 2 plus 2. We're going to add 2 to each other 9 times. That's going to be 18. Then we've got 3 plus y, which is 3, and 4 plus 4, which is 8. After that, we'd add all these numbers together. So 3 plus 5, which is 8. I'm just going to do this on my calculator, actually. This is pretty sure you should be able to use a calculator for this one. So 3 plus 5 plus 18 plus 3 plus 8. So adding all the goals together out of all the matches, we get 37 goals total. Those are all the goals he's scored. That's the total number of goals he's scored over. And now we're just going to work out how many matches of that is that. So this is the goals subtotal. And now we can say the matches, number of matches. We can see there are 3 here, there are 5 there, there are 9 there, there's 1 there, and there's 2 there. So if we add these numbers together, these would be the total number of matches. So 3 plus 5 plus 9 plus 1 plus 2. So there are 20 matches in total. 20 matches total. So if he scored 37 goals in 20 matches, then on average, we'd just be able to work out the number of goals per match would be 37 over 20. So I do 37 divided by 20, and that would be 1.85. So that would be the average amount of goals that he scores. Now, let's try to hopefully that makes sense, what I've just gone through there. And now the reason why I did it that way is because I wanted to show you the method that we actually do here, but I wanted you to see how it's the same thing. So when we're trying to work out the subtotal of goals, well, the way it's taught in school most of the time is we say this thing here, this is the thing that we're measuring. We can call this X. And this here is the frequency, how many times we get a 0, which is 3 times. So we can call that F for frequency. And then the third column, you might see your teacher writing Fx. That means the frequency multiplied by X, whatever X is. In this case, that X is the goals, okay? So what we do then is we just multiply each one. So hang on, I just realised I made a massive mistake here. 3 times 0 is not 3, is it? It's 0. So let's write a 0 there, which means it wasn't 37 goals total, it was 34. Whoops, 34. So 34 goals over 20 matches, and that gives us 1.7, not 1.85. But okay, all right. So we can see that he scored 0 and 0 and 0, so we just add 0 plus 0. Well, basically we're timesing it by 3, aren't we? So 0. Here we've got 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus, in other words, we're multiplying 1 by 5. So we get 5. Here we've got 9 twos, which means we just multiply 2 by 9. So that's 18. So you can see this number here is the same number as what I've written down there. We've got only 3 ones, so sorry, only 1 3, I should say, really. And we've got 2 4s, so that's 8. So then what we did to work out the total number of goals is we added this column up. And of course, we've already done that, but if we did it again, we'd get 34. Total number of matches, we'd added this one up, and we got 20 matches. So then, like I say, you do the, so you basically, the mean, now we can see, is going to be equal to fx, or let's say, well, I'm not sure if you've seen this, but you might have seen that symbol, which means the sum of. So because that's fx, that's fs, so then we add them all together. So the total fx, and then we divide it by the sum of f. So let me just pause this for a moment. So let's just have a look at the question. It's saying, what is the total number of goals scored by Robbie? Well, we just add all these together and we get 30. We get 34, which we've done. What is the mean number of goals scored per game? We do 34 divided by number of goals, which is 20, which should give us 1.7. So 34 divided by 20, 1.7. Okay. So to be honest, most people just remember how to do it, which is good. But I think it's quite important to try to understand why the method works, because then you're less likely to forget the method. So I'll just stop the video and I'll save it there in a moment.